Hello. Welcome back to Seeded Sports. The Women's Super League is going to start in a couple of days. I have with me today Akshay Dutia. Akshay, thank you so much for joining me.
No worries. Hi everyone.
Akshay supports Chelsea, if I'm not wrong, Akshay. And
Yes,
I
I
am
do support Chelsea.
the team that has set really high standards for other teams to, try to break and follow. So
Yeah,
how,
right.
how, how is it like to be a Chelsea supporter? I mean, because the men's team is struggling in a different way and the women's team is, on a different level altogether. So how does it feel?
I think it's been like two different teams for the past few seasons, and Emma Hayes, like I don't know, I don't think I've seen a better manager than her. Probably Jose in his first Chelsea spell is the only man that would come close for me as a Chelsea manager. And other than that, probably Alex Ferguson, Klopp, and Wenger. Probably, I don't think there are any other better managers than Emma Hayes. She's like among the top 5 or 6 managers combined in the men and women's game, I feel. So it was
Yeah.
all up to her now with her gone and Van Foster coming in. She's a good manager, but let's see what happens and how the team plays under her. But very excited for a new journey of this Chelsea team.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting transition for the team also, considering the time that Emma spent with the team last season. It also felt like you guys won't win the league, like towards the end it did feel like it's going to be
It
City
was
on
like
both the sides.
Liverpool only. It was like Liverpool only who derailed the campaign
Yeah,
with a
yeah,
4-3 win right at the end, and it was hilarious that campaign.
yeah. Yeah, I remember even Emma had said that we are not going to win, and then like boss lady, man, like she can just surprise you like this.
I think after the Liverpool game, no one expected Chelsea to win after the 4-3 loss to Liverpool, but somehow City dropped points and we could beat City on the last day, and it was a draw like on same points, and we won it on goal difference. Crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Great season, and a new season is starting in just a few days. What are your expectations in general of the season, Akshay, before we start talking about LFC women?
I think the general expectation of this season would be that teams like United and Liverpool, they fight with the top three is what I would love to see. And maybe one of the two, if they can get in the top three, nothing like it. It would be, a fresh breath for the league. And I hope we can make it another league in another league win this season under Van Foster.
You realistically think it's possible, yes, generally, like
I
neutrally?
I think it's possible, but it's going to be difficult because City, I think City has the best chance. If I'm very honest, City are favorites. And if anyone can beat them, it's Chelsea and Arsenal. So City favorites for me, but I would love to see Chelsea win it under Van Foster in the first season.
Okay, good time to bring in Liverpool then. What are your expectations of Liverpool? Do you think Matt Beard's squad has it in them to maybe like if not finish on the top, finish maybe second, third, a little better than what they did last season?
I think yes, the Liverpool squad was really good last season. They conceded very few goals, I think, and the only goals they conceded right was against City and Chelsea. So if you remove those, it's around I think 36 goals they conceded. Out of that, some 10 or 15 goals would be against City and Chelsea. So that's a great defensive record, and plus I think 8 or 9 clean sheets. So defensively they were pretty good, but I think in attack they were not that good in attack. They scored lesser goals. I think some 1.6 goals per game. That is where I think attacking is where they need to improve. And coming to the position, I think second or third is going to be very difficult because last season they got a double over United. They beat Chelsea. They beat Arsenal. So to repeat that same performance this season, it would. I think if they come fourth, that's a bare minimum. If they come third, they'll probably have to have a better record against the top three, and that is a difficult task for them.
Yeah, yeah. And but to like to try to solve some of the problems you mentioned, that the attacking part was lacking last season, and to sort
Right.
that we have done a couple of new signings. Even for that
Yes.
matter, we have given an extension to Leanne Olivia Smith, one of our biggest signings this season,
Yeah.
record signing for that matter. Do you think that she has it in her to solve that lack in attacking in our team?
I think she's too young. She's just 18, and she's played her career like at Sporting. So just to come from Sporting to the WSL and replicate that record would be difficult. But she's a very bright young prospect. So maybe a couple of seasons down the line, if she can spend some time in WSL and then lead that line, that would, I think, be more realistic. But yeah, she's a threat. She's a very good young attacking prospect for Liverpool. And I think even Capcos is a very good signing because she's also scored very well in Sweden. So
Hmm.
adding to again already Hogg who scored I think 6 or 7 goals last season, extension of Lian. It's going to be a good, like, a lot of attacking options, and I think Liverpool may play 4-1-2-3 formation instead of 3-5-2
Yeah.
to fit in a Lapkos with the two strikers. It'll be fun to see three up front.
And what about Evans? Because she's someone that we have seen in the league, right?
Right.
Were you surprised by her transfer? I mean, her coming into Liverpool?
I was actually surprised that she came from United to Liverpool after United were humbled by Liverpool last season. So to sell her to a direct rival that way, it's shocking. But I think it has added to Liverpool's defensive strength. And
Hmm.
I think Liverpool lost their right back. If I'm not wrong, they could not. She's gone to Milan. I think the right back. Who was the right back last
I'm sorry, I'm not the
season?
right person to remember the
Emma
name.
Emma Koivitso. So
Hmm.
she left for Milan.
Yeah.
Oh
Rashik
yeah,
safe.
Rashigra, I think you're right. 36 was the goal scored, and goals conceded was much lesser. And that's what I was trying to say. That the goal scored 36 is also pretty low in the league because teams like Chelsea and City and Arsenal score much more goals, and that's why they need to score more. I think defensively they were brilliant last season with the goals that they conceded and the 8 or 9 clean sheets. So defensively, I don't think that's a problem. But I think the only drawback will be with Kovic leaving the right back. She left for Milan, and now that they've got Gemma Evans, so I think they will shift to a back four, or if not, then I think it's going to be Lucy Perry and Taylor Hinds playing as the fullbacks, and Bonner, Evans, and Grace playing as a back three if it's 3-5-2.
Hmm.
So I
And Lucy
think,
Perry has also been given an extension,
yeah,
so
yeah,
they've
yeah. So
a
so
lot of
she'll be the
good.
fullback in absence of Emma Kovic. So
Hmm.
let's see if it's a 3-5-2 or a four at the back. But I think 4-1-2-3 should be the way forward instead of a 3-5-2.
Yeah. There's another important player, even though, I mean, like she spent a lot of time on the bench as well. Missy Bokans left Liverpool. It came as a huge shock to a lot of, Liverpool fans because it's not something that we were expecting. What were your thoughts on it?
I think she's already won two Player of the Season at Liverpool before she's 23. So that is something, to lose a talent like that. I think the latest one she won was in the previous season.
Hmm.
In the previous season is the one that she won the Player of the Season, and she's the under 23 captain right now, England under 23 captain. So losing an English player, that is one thing that I was also shocked that she left for Villa. It's not that she left
Yeah.
for some big team. So I think it's just pure maybe game time. She wanted to play each and every game. That can be the only argument why she left or why Liverpool let her go.
Yeah. And what about the other? I mean, like our captain has also been given an extension of 1 year. Interestingly, Neem also said that she's preparing for her UEFA B license. So,
Hmm.
like she wants to understand and learn more from Matt Beard's coaching tactics. But I mean, like since you've been following football for a long time, do you think realistically it's how much possible it is for an athlete to be able to do both of this, to be out there as a player and of course also spend time in coaching and developing on that front?
I think this season Niam may not play a lot of games. I think she'll play more of the cup games, maybe to decrease the load on the other defenders. But I don't think she'll play in the league. So maybe she's there as an experienced person in the dressing room, but I don't think she'll play a lot of games in the league this season. So maybe using her experience and at that and that is where she can help the younger players and gain her experience as probably a future manager.
Yeah, yeah. I also had some, very basic questions about around
Hmm.
the WSL and how the clubs are building the women's teams.
Hmm.
Which club, according to you, is doing a great job in the WSL while when it comes to building a women's side of the team?
I think it is Chelsea and City. Chelsea and City are right at the top and followed by Arsenal. Liverpool in between, they had, lost a lot of steam. They got relegated. But since they've come back, I think they are doing really well. And Matt Beard has actually, led Liverpool at least back to the top four in the league. So if Liverpool can just continue what they've been doing, because earlier we had heard that the facilities at Liverpool were not that great. The players were complaining like 3-4 seasons ago. But I think that's all gone now, and I've not seen any news where the players are not happy with the facilities now. So
Hmm.
if that is the case, then I think Liverpool are coming back. Like if I give you the example of Chelsea, Chelsea women also train at Cobham where the men train. So it's not that they have a separate training ground or something. And City, we know how good City is, and signing top players, not letting Lauren Hemp go, retaining Chloe Kelly, retaining Bunny Shaw, like these are big players. So retaining them season after season, that is also one thing where City are running the club very well. And if it comes to picking negatives, I think United is losing players like every season, like Gemma Evans to Liverpool, before that Russo to Arsenal. So losing star players and key players every season is where I think United are getting it wrong, and you can see that in the table position that they've fallen from probably a second, third finish to now getting out of the top four.
Hmm.
So that's
Yeah.
where United have fallen the last 2 seasons, and Liverpool has come up. So that this is like the overview of the top 4-5 teams, and rest of the teams I think they are much below par. So like teams like Brighton, Aston Villa, Leicester, they are like proper mid-table teams, and they would on a given day maybe beat the top three, but I don't think like on a regular basis they can challenge anyone in the top three at least. Even Tottenham for that matter, I don't think they are a huge threat for the top three. Maybe Liverpool and United, yes, they have, like we've seen last season, Liverpool had 2-1 draws against Spurs. So that way, Spurs are fighting against teams like United and Liverpool. So that's about the other teams are not that great, or probably not a very huge threat to the top five. Even teams like Brighton, I think Brighton on a on the given day can upset a good team.
But like to challenge in challenge the top four positions, do you think there are any teams that can actually maybe surprise us this season?
No, I don't think like top three. I think top three also is not changing. It's going to be City, Chelsea, Arsenal. If I have to see logically, and if you ask me as a Chelsea fan, I'd say Chelsea, City, Arsenal. So the top three is going to be these three teams only, but the order may change. 4-5 is going to be a fight between United and Liverpool for sure. With Spurs, if they can, if Liverpool or United falter, then Spurs may get to fifth, but fourth is a little far fetched for Spurs.
And you correctly pointed out about like how some of these teams are taking the effort to retain players. uh, Liverpool have also done that. We've retained five. We've given contract
Yes,
extensions to five players. Apart from that, you mentioned that Chelsea, the men's and the women's team train on the same ground. So the AXA training center, which is where the men's team used to train, is now where the women's team trains for Liverpool.
right,
We also have a new stadium starting this season.
right.
Even in the
That's
news,
right in my screens right now. The stadium that
yeah.
Liverpool are going to play on.
Yeah, and and even in the stadium, a lot of efforts are being taken. The pitch has been, set as per Premier League standards. Within, every game day, there are activities that are being planned. So I do feel that of course, I'm disappointed on how the club is, behaving towards the men's team. But I'm kind of really excited to look at the efforts that are being taken to, develop the women's team.
Definitely, definitely. If you see, it's showing in the results, like going to the championship, winning the championship, coming back. And if you see in the last two seasons, the first game has been versus Chelsea and Arsenal, and Liverpool have beaten Chelsea and Arsenal. Last season, they beat Arsenal and Chelsea both in the same season. So it's not like you can see the results bearing fruit for Liverpool with all these facilities that the players are getting.
Who, if I may ask you, who do you think is the player who's going to change the season for us?
If I have to choose one player, I think it's going to be Lian. She
Same
she
ditto.
finished the last season on a high, and
Yeah.
I think even though she scored lesser goals than Hawk, but I think she's going to be the X factor in this team.
Yeah, she has
Her
that confidence
extension
in.
was very important. Yes, yes.
Yeah, and that hat trick, man. I mean, against Leicester, I was like, wow. Watching that game, I was pleasantly taken aback. She has that
I
X
think
factor, as you rightly pointed out.
I think your first game is also versus Leicester.
Yeah. So let's see if she's able to
Yeah.
replicate that again. Um, Rashi has a question. Don't you think we are relying too much on Pazza? She has potential, but she's just 20 years old.
So I think Liverpool has a pretty young squad. If you see, the only older players are the two. That's Niam and I think the other
Rachel Laws is
striker.
33.
Rachel Laws, the goalkeeper, obviously. Then there's maybe Jeva Emmons and Gemma Bonner, who are the experienced ones. Then
Yeah.
there's always Niam Faye, the captain, and there is uh,
Gemma
maybe
is Evans is
uh,
28.
yeah, 28. So
I
they are the experienced people in the team,
Yeah.
and there is even Daniels. I think Daniels' extension was also like she's also another experienced striker, but I don't think she's starting over the front three of Leanne, Sophie, and Capcos.
Yeah. She's also 32.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes,
So
I mean, even
yeah,
I can see it's a
Liverpool
relatively
have good young
younger.
players, so you have to rely on them probably.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Fuka? I mean, I somehow feel that. I mean, I don't know if, considering how Japan has been performing, and
Mhm.
like how she has been performing for the national team, I do feel that she also brings a kind of stability to the team that is so needed.
Yeah, I think so. In midfield, it's going to be her, and with her, it has to be Hobinger, Holland, and Nagano. All three of them, creating more chances where Liverpool lacked last season. So they are the ones who will have to create more chances, because I think if you see the big chances created by Liverpool last season, they like the other teams considered almost created 3 to 4 big chances, and the rest of the say Liverpool were around I think 1.5 1.6 big chances per game.
Hmm.
So these three should be the ones to create more for Liverpool.
Yeah. Just like Jenna Clark is 22. We have given extensions to both our players from Ireland, Neem and Leanne. We have Seri from Wales. We have, of course, Fuka from Japan. I'm honestly like really looking forward to the season from to see how these incredible women perform from my team. Anything that you want to like point out if you have missed in this discussion so
I
far?
think we should talk more about Hobinger. I think she's going to be the one who she had some 4 assists and a few goals last season. I think she'll be another pivotal player in Liverpool scoring more goals.
Yeah, yeah. If I can like maybe try to pull out her stats.
I'll tell you. I have the
Then
stats.
thanks. Is there a transfer market sort of a setup for women's football?
I'm sorry, just a minute. I just
Yeah,
have a work message. Sorry.
no problem. Please take your time. Rashik might be knowing. Rashik, do you know if there's a transfer market, like kind of a website for women's football?
You'll find the stats on FootMob easily.
Okay.
So she had scored 5 goals and assisted 4 last season.
Hmm.
So I think she's going to be another player who needs to get involved more in attack, and that should help Liverpool, score more goals, which is where they lacked last season.
So one interesting thing that I learned about football this season is that before the new season starts, all the stats are refreshed, right? So
Right.
if I go on the website and try to check out, I have to actually take the effort to find the stats of that athlete because इस साल के लिए सब कुछ पूरा refresh कर दिया गया. So it's all starts from zero
FootMob will
matches.
give you stats very very easily for the women. I think it's one of the easiest to get stats on women. FootMob it
Yeah.
will
So
give
far score
you.
also. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I
Yeah.
prefer FootMob, so that's where I get the stats from.
Is where streaming has also been tried, they've also tried to make the streaming platforms easier. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think it's going to actually help?
It should. I think FA Player was fabulous. It was free. It had good streaming. I would not complain about the quality of streaming that the FA Player had, and the big matches were on fan code, which were not very expensive. So I was pretty happy with the streaming last season also. But I think the YouTube channel will also be a good and easier. I think on FA Player you had to make your profile and you could only watch it if you signed in on the FA Player. So
Yeah.
maybe if there's no sign in required here, it will be much easier for the fans to just, if someone wants to watch one game, then coming on the YouTube channel is much easier than making a profile and registering on FA Player.
Yeah. Would you like to make any wild predictions for the upcoming season, Akshay?
The wild predictions, yeah, I think my wild prediction would be Chelsea not winning the league and it would be City. And and with the injuries, if we like fall to the third position, that would be another very very difficult thing to see because our midfield is almost injured. We've got a lot of injuries, and Sam Kerr is not fit. Mia Fischel is not fit. So even our strikers are still not fit, and we don't know by when will they be coming in. So that's a concern for us, the injuries. But I know this team, and they have the will to fight back. But that was with Emma. With Sophia, I don't know. Sonia, I don't know how easy it is going to be for this team to fight back. But yeah, that Chelsea not winning or Chelsea finishing third would be the wild prediction that I'll go with for this.
Who do you think is going to be the top scorer this season?
Bunny Shaw easily.
Okay, I don't know. I think maybe Leanne, considering how
I
I
don't
think
think
she could
Lian is
also be a good
scoring
one.
20 goals this season because Bunny Shaw is going to definitely score in excess of 18 to 20 goals a season.
Let's see. I mean, but you do agree that she has it in her to score so
Yeah.
many goals, right?
10 goals, I would be very happy if she scores in excess of 10 goals. But I don't think being the top scorer in WSL would be something that Lian would get so quickly. Maybe a couple of seasons after, maybe, but not this season.
But in her first season, if I'm not wrong, she got 14 goals.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. 14 is not,
It's not
Bunny Shaw
20.
scores 20 goals. This is Bunny Shaw. So Bunny Shaw and Sam Kerr are the benchmark for the WSL Golden Boot. So that's like pretty difficult shoes to fill in.
So there are no wild predictions that side then.
Goal scorer, I do unless Bunny Shaw gets injured or something. It's a completely different topic. But if she's fit and she's playing the whole season, I don't think anyone is scoring more goals than her.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. Before we close the podcast, Akshay, any closing remarks you'd like to make?
I think for Liverpool, I would really like them to finish fourth again, and that is going to be difficult because last season, like I told you, they had a double over United. They beat Chelsea, they beat Arsenal. So to replicate that again this season, they have lost of the squad. It's improved. So if they can, improve their attacking prowess, I think they can get the fourth spot again.
Yeah.
I'm
Oops.
I'm pretty like confident that they can get the fourth spot.
Yeah. Thank you for pointing that out, Rashik.
Yeah.
It was back then we were in the championship.
Yes.
Yes, and she's injury prone, but she's back in form now. So, I mean, one can always hope and dream, right?
She could be the
Especially
top
for
scorer for Liverpool. She could be the top scorer for Liverpool, definitely.
thanks for saying that. But thank you so much, Akshay, for joining us, guys. We'll keep doing these podcasts around WSL very often, and I'm hoping that Akshay will join us for much more of these podcasts.
Sure, sure, sure. Okay.
So keep supporting us, and the season starts very soon. And 22nd we will do another podcast. So yes, see you guys there, and thank you so much, Akshay, for joining us.
Welcome, welcome. Thank you,
Yeah.
guys.
Thanks, guys. Good night.
Good night. Good night. Bye.